That's when we come to people, we talk about community building and building a nation. I said, you realize that we will have $1 billion empire at this rate that we're going? You know what they'll say? Money is a sin. We'll stop hustling for $5 then. You follow what I'm saying? Well, let's get this billion. Because a nation is about to have $1 billion, man. Ain't no nation with $5, $10. We working on community development projects. We want cities, states, countries. You feel me? That's what we choose to create. That's the type of responsibility that we taking on. That's the type of responsibility. If we're going to feed 5,000 people, what type of budget we got to have? If we're going to food, clothing, shelter, and educate 5,000 people, what type of budget we need? And if I'm asking for $5, what am I really prepared to do? Now, each one of you in the United States Treasury is worth what? $1 billion behind your Social Security number. So, if you worth $1 billion, in your knowledge of yourself, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many billions in it? We got billions in this room. I'm looking at 15 billion. We just don't know how to access the energetic and universal bank account. But we know how to get $5. But the white man know how to write stocks, bonds, and grants. Am I correct? He can write certificates off of you to open up municipal counties and fund his whole government off your existence, off you signing the damn petition. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying? How do we access the wealth that's inside of us? Stop sacrifice being about petty dollars and $5 and being about money and business, and be about the affairs of a nation. Because only a nation can have that type of wealth together. Oprah's rich, but her money belongs to the white nation. She don't have it.
And that's the wrong thing. She
come on, you teach. You teach. What can she do with her money? Because it's not a nation, it's individuals for this white corporate studio, which there are people in it. Board of directors, it's white people that have their hands in that. But if we want wealth as a nation, we have to have it outside of the reality. A business is not a nation. You got to realize that. A business is not a nation. You got a lot of black people saying, I got my own business. But a business is under the rules and administrative laws of another nation. A nation is independent and sovereign and not under the rules of nobody but itself. And if you tell it it's not, then it makes war with your ass and proves it. Do you hear me? That's a nation. A nation is responsible for its people. A business don't really have to do nothing, but is responsible for its customers, so they call it Better Business Bureau on them. Or it fuck over somebody, and they have to liquidate it and shut it down and open up another one under another fraudulent name. But my point is, a nation is a responsible entity for the people within its territorial boundaries. And it ensures wealth for itself and its people if it's a righteous nation. Not a neo-colonialist, imperialistic African nation. So we got to think bigger. People telling people, we saying, look, you working for your job 9 to 5, making a few dollars a week. We tell them to quit their job. They say they sound like that. That sounds like a poverty mission. You're telling people actually walk away from their job. What are they going to do? I said, well, did the first billionaire have to walk away from his job? What do you want out of life? If you're going to be a billionaire, at some point you're going to have to walk away from your job. When are you going to do it? If you're going to be a billionaire, you got to walk away from what? Your hustle. If you're only making $5 a day, you got to step your game up. So it's not a poverty movement. It's an expanded abundance movement. Because now, as a nation, even right now, we have more than we have as an individual. Everybody here got a car. All of us got 10 cars. Nobody's not driving. Nobody don't have a car. We all got 10 houses. All of us got 20 houses. Nobody homeless. Do you hear what I'm saying? We have the wealth of a nation. So what do you have to go out and hustle to get? Now you become what? A protector of wealth. When you don't have nothing, you got to what? Go steal, right? And hustle. Come up with a scheme. But when you have wealth, what's your job?
Exactly.
There you go. Security. Security. Maintenance of wealth. That's what we're talking about. Stop being the maintainers of their wealth and come be the maintainers of ours. Every bank, we doing the security. Every Brinks truck, we on the back of it. Every little Arab store, we the security. We're maintainers of our wealth, but this earth is ours. Let's maintain our own. Let's maintain our own. But just to end this with something practical for us to do, it's going to take a work ethic of us pushing this information to the people. Hardcore. And inviting them and organizing them into work. A lot of us just want to play the drums together and burn incense. We don't want to work. But we don't realize that it took work to make this. It took work to make this. And if people are doing work for other institutions and agencies, then that work is translated and stored up in representations of units of money, of currency. So if you're going to work for him, make sure you put those resources towards your own nation. Make sure you're putting the resources towards black supremacy. Because now your work is accounting for doing something for your own and not doing something for him. If you're not working for him, work for your nation. Now your energy, your units of wealth as your own energy currency, which is energy, electricity, is energizing your own nation. Put your energy towards your own. Then we'll have something. We can't keep looking at our community saying we don't have nothing, and all of our personal energy is going towards him. And they say, well, I ain't going to be the only one doing it. I see all my other, they working and shit. Why should I do something? Why shouldn't you be Harriet Tubman? Why shouldn't you be Queen Nzinga? Do you follow what I'm saying? Why shouldn't you be Shaka Zulu? Why not you? Must you be one of the masses of asses that just lived and died in mediocrity? Just to say I lived in white supremacy and I was a slave and that was it on my eulogy? Why not you? And if you can't answer that question with radical change and with putting energy towards contribution, then that's a great atrocity to your race. Do you follow what I'm saying? Why not you? Because we always looking to somebody else in our race. I'm glad Harriet Tubman wasn't looking at nobody else. I'm glad Nat Turner wasn't waiting on no goddamn body else. I'm so glad, because if they had looked around and said, well, ain't nobody else doing it, I guess we're going to be some slaves. Do you follow what I'm saying?
That's it.
Why not you? We are all that we have. Right now. We can do it. If them few devils sitting around that table, and I know y'all saw the documentary, can get Barack Obama in office, they can build world acclaim to put him up there as a puppet. You mean to tell me the few of us can't get together and transform our people to black supremacy? What can we not do? Prove to me what we can't do. It's not going to work. People have already tried it. I know we can do it. Key is getting us getting on that vibration, getting other people on that vibration, and building that vibration. Any more questions or anything anybody got to add?
I do. In my study of black nationalism and extremist movements, what I particularly remember, the theme, and that is always left out, is the growth of thought. That many leaders begin with this extremist thought process, and their thought process develops over time, but you never hear about that development where do you see where would you like to see the level of enlightenment look in its prime development, if that makes sense?
Right, I see us controlling over 80% of the real estate in the world. Black people.
Just based off of bodies, just based off
a body's vested interests. I see us controlling over 80% of the real estate in the world. I see us ruling and being a supreme world power over the world. That's all we can actually become to guarantee our position, to guarantee our security. We would literally have to become a world power. If not, we will become at the whim of those who were